I'm joined now by Narayanan Tirupati, spokesperson of the BJP, the ruling party in the country that has resisted any postponement. A. Saravanan is spokesperson of the DMK, which has written to the government saying that students must be listened to and that both these exams must be postponed without any further delay. But I first want to get a student voice. Dhruv Jatti is a student who joins me live from Karnataka. Dhruv, your view, the politicians have been listening so far, but the government has decided to go ahead with these exams in September. There is the counter view that if these exams are postponed right now, there is no saying when they will be held because the pandemic is uncertain. The pandemic could keep stretching on further and further. So there is a view that it is perhaps prudent to hold the exams because nothing else is certain at this point of time. Dhruv, what's your view?
Thank you, Shiv, firstly for having us students on your show. So what I want to start off with is that for days, students have been pleading to the MHRD and to Prime Minister Modi, and no action has been taken so far. Like you stated before, there are, of course, two views to about examinations being conducted and examinations not being conducted. But let's look at the majority of the students over here. The clear majority is that students do not want to give the examination during the pandemic. And we must consider that students have received support all across, India and also from outside India. You had Greta Thunberg as well, who came in support of the students, which clearly shows that this issue is something that requires to be addressed. A few points that I want to point out here, which are very important, is that the public and the students are watching what's going on. The government has not announced parliament dates yet, but they've done so for students to give examinations. No hard copies of ordinance is going to be distributed in the parliament, but students have to write their examinations on paper. UV irradiation systems in Rajya Sabha, along with 10 devices to kill virus in the hall, has been promised. But what has been done for students with regard to safety? I'm pretty sure that's questionable, and that's something that should be answered. And what also we must understand here is that why the discrimination? What is the signal that the government is trying to put out that all lives aren't equal?
Okay. Narayanan Tirupati, would you like to answer some of those questions? The government has listened, listened to the appeals of students. Many letters have been written. I don't want to make this a political issue between the opposition parties and the government. Ultimately, it's about students. There are some within the government say that this is not the view of all students. But Dhruv says a majority of students are of the view that they want these exams to be postponed. What would you say to Dhruv and to other students like him?
Shiv, both this NEET and JEE, they both are very, very important for the country. We have to understand that. And we cannot, definitely the entire year will go. What is the solution? If we are going to postpone this, then what is the solution? All are trying to say that you should not have this now, postpone it. When? How? This is the issue. The entire academic year will go. And we have to go. The life has to go on. That is what we are saying, and that is what we are doing. Entire thing we are doing like that in India. And we have to go. We have to definitely adjust with what we are doing now. And the government has promised that all precautions will be taken care. As the student said, it has gone to the Supreme Court, and Supreme Court it has very clearly said what the government has said. It has acknowledged what the government has said. So all these things have been discussed, everything has been done, and only 6 days away. Definitely some political parties are trying to create a big thing right from the day one NEET was announced. So people who don't want NEET, they are trying to do politics here. I think this is not fair.
Dhruv, the counter view is there are two counter views. One counter view is that there are many students who want it postponed, but there is a large number of students whose voices haven't been heard, and they perhaps want things to go on as usual. Under what pretext are you saying majority of students want the exams to be postponed, number one? And I don't mean to question you this way, Dhruv. I'm simply asking for information here. And number two, I am saying, isn't there some sense in, the view that, things have to move on? If it is postponed further, till when will it be postponed? Since there is no certainty of when the pandemic situation will change, isn't that going to endanger students' academic schedules even further? I'm just curious. That's why I'm asking.
Okay, sure. So firstly, it's the failure of the government to not conduct a poll for students, okay, to understand how many students won the exams and how many students don't want the exams. When the Brazilian government could do it, why can't the Indian government? Second, from the BJP has said that, all precautions have been taken, but you see the double standards in the precautions that's being taken in the Rajya Sabha and the double standards, that's being taken for students over here. That's surely comparable. Why isn't the same being done for students? Safety and precaution is out of question. The same is not being done. And until the same is being done, examination should not be conducted. Open the parliaments first, open the courts first, conduct the examinations later, and make it fair for students. Don't make us, your pawns for political propaganda. I mean, but irrespective of all of that, people have come out to speak for students, irrespective of them being opposition or not. They've spoken for students, and the voices of students are being heard, and they're being heard rightfully. And that's what should be taken into consideration over here.
Mrs. Tirupati, answer that question. Dhruv says that there are double standards here by the government. You haven't listened to the students. There should have been a national polling to see the voice of students. And, if you can take certain precautions as far as Parliament, Rajya Sabha, etc. are concerned, then why are you endangering the lives of students? Asks Dhruv.
I think Shiv, the government has given all guidelines how to conduct this exam despite pandemic, and how the students should be placed, how each and every student should be placed in the examination centers. Everything has been defined, and definitely I think the other student, he would have definitely read all those things, and if at all he has got a problem, I think he can come out with the yes, this is what we want. That he can always say. But comparing this parliament issue and examination issues, I don't think it is right on his part. As a student, I welcome, I respect his views, but he should also try to understand that they are all in the nation building exercise. When they write NEET and JEE, they are going to build this nation. So by postponing things, we are only hurting ourselves. We are only delaying things. It is not only delay, we are denying things, at least for an year. We have to understand this. So in spite of difficulty, yes, we know that there is pandemic. Everybody, all families have got this. Everybody have got to know this problem. But we have to go with the life. That is what the Supreme Court has also said. We have to understand that.
Okay, the Supreme Court in fact has refused to intervene in this matter. There are groups of students which had approached the top court.
No, it is also mentioned.
The Supreme Court has refused to interfere in the schedule of these exams. It has said that the government will take a view on this. A. Saravanan of the DMK, one of the parties that has opposed the holding of these exams in September, is also with us. Apologize, Mrs. Saravanan, our link just got cut. You're back with us. Address both these issues, Mrs. Saravanan, because it appears for the neutral observer, there are arguments on both sides on this case. It is a very polarizing issue.
It is not a polarizing issue. It is very, very clear. The lives of the students cannot be endangered. The student who spoke earlier was very, very clear. He asked a very pointed question. You don't want to open the parliament, you don't want to open anything else, but you want to put the lives of the students at stake. Why is this? Why the government is always saying my way or the highway? Banish NEET. We have postponed examinations. That is the stand taken by our party. Why do we need NEET? We have 12th standard examinations. Prepare a merit list, prepare a rank list based on the 12th standard examinations. Why do we have to have NEET? Endangering students' lives. NEET itself is a totally unwanted concept, unwarranted concept. We are fighting against that. That is a different battle.
That's a different battle.
Even in this pandemic, you want to insist that you will have NEET. I think that is so arrogant on the part of the government. They don't want to take into account the lives and safety of the students. The government is saying, Mr. Narayanan Tirupati is saying, the government has done this, government has done that. Let him not forget the fact that India is the third highest country with the coronavirus. If they had taken proper steps, will we have been there?
I'll let Narayanan Tirupati answer that in just a moment. But Dhruv, I want because it's only 6 days left. Only 6 days left before the exams start. Dhruv, you are also very well aware of that. What is the solution here, Dhruv? What is the solution? Because the one thing we can all agree on is that the pandemic is far from over. The uncertainties imposed by the pandemic are here to stay for at least, the next 6, 8, 10, 12 months, maybe even longer, God forbid. What is the solution from the students' perspective who want this to be postponed?
The solution is Prime Minister Modi should come out and give out a statement for the students stating either yes or no. Because now Dr. Subramaniam Swamy has come out to say that, let's postpone these examinations. Their own party is divided on this issue, like the whole party is divided on the issue. So now if you have politicians who from their own party saying that, the examinations might get postponed, and then at the same time, there are people who are not giving answers like Prime Minister Modi and the MHRD.
No, but Dhruv, the answer is very clear. I mean, even though the government has not given a categorical answer, it appears to be quite clear that the government is not inclined to postpone. But the question I'm asking is, what would the students like to see happen? Yes, statements, etc. at one end, but what is the solution as far as the exams itself are concerned? If it's postponed for 3 more months, the pandemic is still there, 6 more months, the pandemic is still there, then what?
See, the examinations must be postponed only to an extent to after where the cases reduce. All right. You cannot, if you were not able to conduct examinations in the month of April and, March, then the students have every right to say that you cannot conduct examinations right now because the cases are way higher.
No, but would that not jeopardize...
Shiv.
Okay, can I come in, Shiv? Shiv, can I come in?
Yeah.
Can I come in? Just 10 seconds, Shiv.
Yeah, I'll just come to you since we got to him late.
You were asking for solution.
Yeah, add to that, Saravanan.
You were asking for solutions. You were asking for solutions. I'll suggest this. See, for NEET, I'm saying abolish NEET because we have 12th standard examinations. The marks are there. You can use those marks.
You said that.
Allot medical seats. Yeah, okay. I said that. And for JEE,
coming to you.
Why don't you have online examinations or have online discussions or online interviews? Why can't you do that? Because JEE was never based on 12th standard marks. It was from time immemorial. It has got a different entrance pattern.
Yeah,
so you'll have to change. You'll have to adopt yourself.
Saravanan, that is
why the government is not doing that?
I agree at one level that there are many questions to be asked about the exams themselves, which I promise you we will debate at a later stage. About the efficacy of the exams themselves and structure we'll debate. But Narayan Tirupati, as far as solution is concerned, now the time is gone. September 1st is when the exams begin. Yes.
Dhruv, see, actually, I totally deny what Dhruv said because it is not a party's decision. It is not BJP's decision. It is a government's decision. It is a Supreme Court's decision. You have to understand that. And Dhruv is saying that there is a politics in the differences between the party. That is opinion, not the stand. You should understand the difference between opinion and the stand. It is the stand of the government and the Supreme Court. Now, Saravanan, there is no surprise in what Saravanan says because they don't want NEET because we have totally eradicated corruption by introducing NEET, and the Supreme Court has done that. We have to understand. So, DMK is for NEET. We all know that.
Forget. Let's not make this about BJP versus DMK, sir.
No.
That's not the point at all.
I'm not making it. No, I'm not making it. Shiv, you should also understand. The entire story how.
Don't blame everything. Your government is not able to take any policy decision. Why do you want to bring in Supreme Court at every instance?
Okay, please. I'm out of time.
Don't interrupt.
Why do you want to bring Supreme Court at every instance?
See, what I'm trying to say is that if Saravanan says that you should conduct online, but the same DMK says the online exam should not be conducted. That is what Saravanan said, or even the DMK had said.
I said I'm talking about JEE.
What is their stand on online examination?
Our view is this.
This is what
I'm out of time. I'm completely out of time. The government has not come out with a categorical statement on this particular issue just yet. There are students out there. There can be a lot of politics played over where the students stand, what the uncertainties can be. The fact is we are now 6 days away from the exam starting, and it doesn't look like any changes are going to be made even at this late hour. Pressure has built, but it looks like the exams are going to continue. There is a great deal of disenchantment, but is this about the show needs to move on, or does this call for a larger debate as far as the safety of students is concerned? The jury is still out. We will continue to debate this issue here on India Today. Dhruv, Narayan Tirupati, A. Saravanan, thank you for joining me here on 5 Live.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.